Hello and welcome back to You, Us, and Disney Plus. It's been a while.
Just a tad.
I guess long story short, we started this podcast and we fully intended to keep going with it.
Right.
But then, another kid happened, a pandemic happened, things got busy.
Things got crazy.
But then, the fun side of the story is that we decided we wanted to start doing a podcast again, and I happened to look at this podcast and see, it had a couple hundred people who actually listened to the episodes, and so I was like, oh, well, let's just start this back up. Let's keep doing it,
Yeah.
So we're back. You might be surprised. You might think to yourself, "Oh yeah, that's right. I was subscribed to these guys 2 years ago."
It's almost 3 years.
Almost. So yeah, hi guys. How are you? We added a new child. So before you probably only knew about Zoe Ann, and now we have a second girl, and her name is Madeline. So we got Zoe Ann Janae and Madeline Joy. So ZJ, MJ, we like it.
My husband's a dork.
You're a dork. So yeah, I thought one of the things that would be fun to start this off is to try to go quickly over all the things we've missed since we've been gone. So we're going to go over some Disney movies that would have obviously eventually made it onto Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the Disney Plus originals. Okay? So if we haven't seen it, we're just going to say pass or something like that. But if we have seen it, we have to try to give just a real quick synopsis. And I'm talking real quick because there was a lot that happened.
Yeah.
So 1950s, 1960s.
Oh my gosh, what the heck are you looking at?
I gotta scroll down to the 2000s. Okay, that's 2004s, 2010s, 15s, 16s. Okay, 17s. So our last episode was December
2019.
December 2019.
So just do everything in 2020.
Okay, yeah. Good.
So go up.
Wait. Oh!
Yeah, you gotta pay attention.
Oops.
Nope, go down.
Okay, we got it. We got it, guys. We got it. Okay. So, first one. Timmy, failure, mistakes were made. Pass. Onward.
I know you loved this movie.
Absolutely.
Cried like a baby.
This was This is the most underrated Pixar movie. A lot of people just
one of them.
Pass. Just I don't really like this. I don't really care about it. Yeah. So this is one of the seriously. Stargirl.
No idea.
Yeah. Pass. Don't know what that is. Dolphin Reef. I'm assuming that's some kind of what's the one where the dolphin had to have the surgery?
It's not that one. I know what it is. I've seen it. I have not watched it.
Oh, okay. Elephant? I'm assuming it's about elephants. Artemis Fowl. I've heard foul things about it.
Awesome. I don't even know what the hell it is.
Yeah. Probably for good reason. We're going to skip that one.
No. Hamilton. I was obsessed.
Wait, hold on. Was obsessed?
Is.
Are? Let's speak English, please. I am, maybe? Is are.
We watched that a lot during the pandemic. It did take us a long time to get through it originally. I think it took us 3, because it's a 2-hour movie.
It's 3 hours.
Oh god. Because I don't think we got it done in one sitting.
No, we definitely didn't.
And we both weren't keen on it the first time.
Yeah. I mean,
We
I
watched
definitely
it,
me
but
some more than you.
Zoe Ann and I really got into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Maddie fell in love with all the songs, too. Probably didn't help
Yeah.
the fact that I started listening to it on Pandora
Right.
every other time.
Well, and I mean, I do feel like this one gave you a love of musicals in general, because now, like, you'll listen to, like, a song from Wicked.
Right.
We've never seen Wicked. I barely know what Wicked is, but you have that on your rotation. So, Black is King. I'm not sure what that is. Pass. Magic Camp. Pass.
No.
The one and only Ivan.
Nope.
Ooze? Ivan Ooze? It's a Power Ranger movie.
Awesome. Okay.
Mulan.
Mulan. I'm assuming this is the remake.
Which sucked.
I didn't mind it, but you
sucked
didn't like it at all.
So bad. It's
Why?
like let's take a female empowerment movie about a woman who is not special. She was not special in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
Instead, what made her special is her determination. So she took on all these different things because she was determined, because she never gave up. But in this remake, instead of having female empowerment, they're like, hey, let's just give her superpowers. And they started doing some Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon BS.
Yeah.
And it just ruined the whole thing. Plus, all the other live actions were also like musicals. Why did this one have to not be a musical?
Yeah, you only heard things like instrumental in the background.
You heard the instrumental of I'll Make a Man I'll Make a Man Out of. You just heard the instrument. What the heck? Like, so what's so frustrating about that is that the only reason somebody would even know what that song is because they saw the original.
Right.
So they're banking on the fact that you know what the original is and you have nostalgia for it. And so, hey, come watch this movie. Come spend money on this movie.
Right.
If you're hearing some, it's because the little one's crawling around. Grandmothered?
Isn't that the Christmas one?
Godmothered. Godmothered.
That's the Christmas one.
Yeah, that's the one with the weird chick that's like almost the girl from Pitch Perfect, but not quite.
Yeah, that's the Christmas one where like fairy godmothers were like dying off.
Yeah.
And she had to go back and try to convince her one. That one was cute. It was cute.
Yeah.
Definitely a cute Christmas movie.
Definitely not one that's like, oh my god, we now have to watch this every Christmas.
Yeah.
Or even every other Christmas.
Probably not. It's one I'd probably put on in the background maybe for the girls or something, but...
True.
Yeah.
Okay, Safety? Do you know what Safety is?
I have no idea what Safety is.
Soul
was another really, really good one.
It was good.
I guess we've never rewatched it, though.
Exactly.
We never had the need.
The only time I rewatched it was I fake rewatched it for when I did rankings on it on my other channel.
Oh, nice.
Because I didn't actually rewatch it. Because I didn't want to rewatch it because it was just
it was good. But yeah, it wasn't a rewatchable one. I don't know. We haven't seen Onward yet. I haven't watched Onward again.
Oh, I've rewatched that tons of times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Psychotic dude.
The Last Warrior, Root of Evil.
Oh.
Flora and Ulysses. Raya the Last Dragon.
Raya was really good. We did go on a Raya kick for sure.
Definitely. Cruella sucked.
I didn't mind it.
Well, here's another thing that they remade it and then they why, you know what I mean? So they remade it and then they're like, hey, this person who is notorious for being a dog killer, why don't we make her work with dogs? And then when it comes to a part where you think that she kills the dog, she didn't. It's all fake fur. It's like, wait a second. It's just little things like that it breaks the whole thing. Luca
was really good. We've seen that one quite a few times.
Yeah, I like that one. I'd say the only thing I didn't like about it is it kind of just exists. Like, it's not overly awesome. It's not overly bad. It's just like, it's a good film, you know? Jungle Cruise. That was okay.
That one's with The Rock, right?
Yep. Yeah. That one's with The Rock. I mean, like, in comparison to like there's other rides that got turned into movies, right? Like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And compared to that, it's like,
it was
alright. It was alright. Encanto.
Yeah, we loved Encanto.
Absolutely
Oh my god.
Talk about Bruno.
Yeah, the girls know the song. They start dancing. It was a good movie.
Talk about Bruno. Never watched any of the Diary of the Wimpy Kids. The Last Warrior, Messenger of Darkness. Don't know what that is. Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild.
I did not like that one at all.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like it's like, okay, let's give this to a studio that nobody has ever heard of, to a director that nobody's, I mean, sorry if the director does know what, but like it looked like a PlayStation 2 cutscene. Like it did not look that great. The Beatles, sure, whatever. Turning Red.
Hang on one sec.
What?
Okay, your wavelengths are very big, so I was just wondering if something was going on.
Oh, I mean, I'm just a loud guy.
They weren't big.
They weren't. Are they big now?
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Yeah, Turning Red
Turning Red.
was really good. Lots of controversy around that one, but
A lot of controversy for stupid people who don't know anything.
yeah. Well, yeah, Maddie definitely loved that one
Yeah.
for sure.
Cheaper by the Dozen. Okay.
Did we watched that one?
Would you like to know my complaint about Cheaper by the Dozen?
Sure.
It's not Cheaper by the Dozen. It's Yours, Mine, and Ours.
I know.
Because Cheaper by the Dozen was literally two people having babies, and they had 12 of them. Yours, Mine, and Ours, which starred Quaid
Yeah.
and
I have no
the
idea what
other
her name.
the other girl. They had kids from one marriage and another kids from the other marriage, and then I think there was even one that was adopted. That's what this Cheaper by the Dozen is.
Yeah.
They had kids, and then the other person had kids. They adopted a kid. They fostered a kid. That's Yours, Mine, and Ours. It's not Cheaper by the Dozen.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I genuinely don't understand how you could make the movie and get that so freaking wrong. Okay, usually writers' rooms has like a bunch of writers, or at least 2 or 3. So you're saying none of these writers understood that, wait a second, the one movie, Yours, Mine, and Ours, that's the one with the foster kids and the blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah. Like, it's so frustrating. Other than that, it's just really forgettable.
Yeah.
Better Nate than ever?
Oh.
Sure. Polar Bear.
Chippendale
Rescue Rangers. An acid trip of a movie.
Seriously.
I think, like, there are movies out there that it's like, oh, let's just jam pack a bunch of Remember Berries and let's just try to have a good time or something. And that's pretty much what this, but I feel like it worked.
It did. It definitely worked.
I mean, it's definitely no Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
But I would put it next to it, or at least close to it, because I do feel like I think the one thing you just have to give it to is that they went for it.
Yeah.
They just absolutely went for it, and like it's so crazy. It's so all over the place in the best way possible, in my opinion. Hollywood Stargirl. Lightyear, I got to see this on Father's Day. And so I actually thought it was really good. Another underrated, not as underrated as Onward, but I do think it's underrated. Honestly, I think they should have just made it a movie. But they tried to make it the movie that Andy watched, which got him obsessed. It's like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. Because in the entire 4 movies that we've had Toy Story, we've never seen that cat. You cannot tell me that there aren't tons of cat toys and just Andy just hated the cat. Like, no, I don't believe that whatsoever.
Yeah.
Rise. I don't even know what that one is. Oh, okay. It's a sports one. Pinocchio. This is one that everyone hated, and I was just like, it's all right.
I mean,
I liked it.
I guess I wasn't a huge fan of the first one, so I wasn't overly attached to that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one wasn't bad. Definitely some very dark undertones in certain parts.
Right, which is what the original
movie.
one was.
Yeah.
So, yeah, actually, I think it did fine. Hocus Pocus, or should I say, Satan's, I don't know.
Yeah, you know what you're talking about.
I don't know. Other than, a bunch of people were like, oh my God, it's teaching kids how to do witchcraft. It's like,
So
have you
the
watched it?
First one? man. Have you seen Harry Potter?
Right? Like, it was so weird to think that, like, oh my gosh. Like, there's this one thing on Netflix, which was called, like, Something and Wild, the claymation one. And people were mad. It was like, oh my god, this is not a children's movie. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Okay, you're just looking at me blankly, so I'm like, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Sorry, I zoned out. I usually, when you talk, I zone
Wendell
out.
and Wild, that's what it's called.
Okay.
Wendell and Wild. It's a claymation one, and it has a lot of very adult themes in it. But, like, my defense of it is it's rated PG. Like,
Yeah.
How did I get on that? Oh, because of Hocus Pocus and how,
You and your tangents.
Yeah.
So Hocus Pocus 2, my hopes were very high up. I love Hocus Pocus and everything it exists. So I think my hopes were too high.
Yeah.
Rewatching it, I think the girls and I rewatched it one more time.
Yeah.
And I mean, it grows on you.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't so bad the first time, I don't think. So, or the second time. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I would just say that,
It had a sweet ending for sure. I liked how it kind of wrapped up the ending, at least with those three sisters.
I get it, I do, but they're the villains. So to end on such a happy note does seem kind of weird, you know? And maybe I do need to watch it again myself, but yeah, it's just like...
Well, it was
okay.
Winnie getting a heart at the end and knowing that she loves her... I mean, Sarah and Mary were never really evil. It was only Winnie that was evil.
Yeah, I guess so.
So.
All right, so that's all that. The last one, literally the last episode, we talked about The Mandalorian.
So we're on series now.
Yeah. So now we can talk about WandaVision really fast. WandaVision, I absolutely loved.
Yeah, I really liked that one too.
Yeah, I mean, the mystery and everything was just really cool. Falcon the Winter Soldier was kind of just like, you know, yeah, okay, cool. It's a buddy cop action movie.
Yeah.
And that's really all it needed to be. But I also feel like if they would have cut an episode and then kind of squished things more together, I think it would have worked. Because I do feel like some things just kind of dragged for a while.
Yeah, well, that's what usually happens with series anyway.
Right, yeah. So it's like I just snip a little thing here, snip a little thing there, or just condense it, and I think it would have worked so much better. But then from a high to to another high, Loki I absolutely loved.
Loki was really good. There was lots of good things about Loki for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, like, a lot of things that kind of went into the whole multiverse that we're going into nowadays with the Marvelverse and everything.
Yeah.
You know, multiverse really wasn't a thing until Loki. Loki kind of introduced us to it, and I thought it was a really good way of doing it. Mm-hmm. The Mysterious Benedict Society, have no idea what that is.
Nope.
Hawkeye, I would say, is just like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where it wasn't bad by any means. It's really good. Like, you could say that about pretty much anything Marvel related.
Well, yeah, and I think a lot of these series are just trying to get you to relate more to that specific character, right? To see their backstory. And that one, you got a lot of his backstory and his family and stuff like that. That's what I really liked about Hawkeye.
Yeah. I mean, overall, very good, but just kind of like, okay, yeah. The Book of Boba Fett was utter dog bleep.
Yeah, don't know what that is.
Well, you didn't even watch it, but me, like, my biggest problem was the flashbacks. It's like, okay, we're gonna go in forward, and then we're gonna go backward, and then forward, backward, and it's just like I would have rather them go for like 3 episodes and then have one episode that was just a long flashback.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, this is how we got there. I'd rather there be the mystery of, oh, how did he get out of the Sarlacc pit, right? They answer that, like, immediately, which is nice for fans, right? But it was also kind of just like, okay, get on with it. Like, I get it. Like, so I think it would have made more sense to have 2 episodes set all in the future and then have 1 episode all a flashback. The entire movie's a flashback. Set it up. I think he gets in a fight or something, so he goes to the Bacta tank, which he does that several freaking times. And I think that was another thing that was so annoying about it, is that the flashbacks always happened in the Bacta tank, and it was just like, oh god. So every time he'd get into a fight, and he'd be like, ow, my arm, I gotta go get healed. And so it was just really annoying. Moon Knight was amazing.
Yeah, that one was
A
really
really
good too.
interesting look at mental health
Yeah, for sure.
in a really interesting way. I think the best thing about it is that the comic books are very like for mature. And I feel like even though this is Disney, and even though, you know, they didn't exactly like show like gushes of blood or anything,
Right.
I feel like they did a really good job in just showing it off. So
Yeah.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, really good start, kind of a middle, and the ending was just kind of like, okay. It was just like, good for you. That's another one, honestly, if they would have condensed it a little bit more, I think it would have been great, but some of it just kind of dragged on. Like having there be like a fight between the two of them, but like that was the one where like Obi-Wan just kind of ran the whole time.
Yeah.
And then he got pushed into the fire or whatever. It was just like, I almost feel like they shouldn't have had that at all. The entire thing should have just been the build up to the whole duel or whatever.
Yeah.
But then because of the way it was formatted, we got the big duel, but that was like the first 20 minutes of the last episode.
Right.
And then we had 20 minutes of, okay, well now we have to wrap everything up. And it's like, it's one of those things where it's like when you spell out everything about everything, sometimes like the mystery is gone, and that can be the worst part about it, is the mystery being gone.
I really liked the little girl though that played.
Yeah, definitely.
She was really good.
Yeah.
Like she definitely helped move that story and kept that story moving for sure.
Andor. I started it.
I have no idea what it is.
It's another Star Wars one.
Oh yeah.
I started it, and I think I've only gotten 2 episodes in, and I might rewatch it like when I can just binge all of them,
Yeah.
which could be right now, and I have no idea. Anyways, my biggest complaint is it just ends on one of the episodes. Like most episodes, like you want to give me a reason to come back, right?
Right.
So you end on like a cliffhanger, right? Mm-hmm. Well, this kind of ends, but it ends in a flashback. So it's like, well, this
Really?
it was dumb because it's like, okay, obviously something's going to happen. They're leading up to something. Yes, I know, but he doesn't die. So why? There's no tension. There's not. Plus, just with Boba Fett, I have a very bad relationship with Star Wars flashbacks nowadays. And then the second one, kind of same thing, where it's like, it just kind of ends. And, like, I guess a really good example is we had 3 episodes with WandaVision. And those 3 episodes, the first 2 were kind of just like, okay, yeah, this is fun. It's a little weird, but it's interesting. Mm-hmm. But it made sure to end it in such a way that it's like, oh, we have to see the next episode. And even Falcon and the Winter Soldier, even though it was very kind of it still was like, okay, well, I'm interested. I want to see what happens next.
And Hawkeye did the same thing.
Yeah, and Loki did it even better.
Yeah.
So it's like all these series make you want to go, oh my God, what's going to happen next time? Whereas like Andor, so far, I've watched 2 episodes and I'm like, okay, there's like this murder mystery. There's this kind of whodunit, but obviously you know who done it.
Right.
But the Empire dude is trying to figure out, I don't know. It's just kind of like, yay.
Gotcha.
So, and that's it. We've caught you guys up, or caught ourselves up, or vice versa. Anyways. So now let's get really caught up and talk about the Santa Clauses. First off, whoever greenlit the intro.
No, it is so bad.
So creepy. Like his eyes are just so open, and then he like chomps down on a marshmallow, and it's just like, oh God, I never want to see that again. Episode 2. Ooh.
The reindeer does the same. Like, it's so weird. I don't understand. It's like an acid trip. Like, it's got like the weird lights in the background, and
I just don't know why.
It's not like a welcoming feeling, I guess.
No, definitely not. And I mean, like, yeah, usually you want your intro to be like, you want your intro to like set the tone for the series. So like when it's like Lost, and all it is it flashes Lost, and it gives you this kind of ominous like soundtrack or whatever. Well, that's the series. It's setting the tone for the series, right?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be ominous. It's supposed to be a mystery. So it's just boom, you know? And yeah, this is just like this weird acid trip, and it ends with you having to stare deep into Tim Allen's eyes as he chomps down on a marshmallow, and it is disturbing.
Yeah, I think they should have just did the snow globe with the family. Like, the very end. But, like, the very last
very
little,
end.
like, 2 seconds is very cute and very family-friendly.
Definitely.
But...
everything else is just like, why? Just why?
Yeah.
So now the actual content of the episodes. I'm
very torn.
I am too. I really am.
I don't like the new elves. I don't think...
definitely.
Especially his sidekick. I forget his name.
Me too. I don't know.
The kid that's in the sleigh.
These have always been played by kids, but the thing about most of the other ones is that they're played by kids, but they're also like 300 years old.
Right, they're very mature acting.
Yeah.
Kids.
I mean, the first movie was always like kind of more mature. I feel like it was definitely it was an 80s movie, right? It was more adult or whatever.
It was a 90s movie, but yeah.
What I mean is it felt like an 80s movie.
Okay.
Anyways.
Back straight.
Oh, I know. And then 2 and 3 was very much just like it was almost like a Disney straight to Disney Channel type of movie, because like they weren't.
3 felt like that. Like 2, I felt like had a better story.
I guess, but like I'm talking more about like the vibe of it. Mm-hmm. It was very much like silly, and it was very much like, whereas the first one, it's like silly things did happen, but it was also a very serious. It's like the entire movie,
like the kidnapping and the police.
Exactly,
and,
exactly.
That stuff, yeah.
All the parents or the stepmom and the mom, the entire movie are basically like, you're going through a mental health crisis.
Yeah.
Like that's the entire movie. That's what the first movie. So it was very adult.
Yeah.
But very childish at the same. So it was a family movie. Whereas, the difference between 2 and 3 is that those are more kids movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because he's already Santa. He's already figured all that stuff out. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, just the tone in general is like, this is a kid's movie versus this is a family movie. This is a movie you can still enjoy with the kids, but the adults still get the adult themes. And so now we're like, I think he said 28 years have passed since the first one.
Well, yeah, so 28 years was the first episode, and then 29 was the second episode.
Yeah. So yeah, according to that, I mean, almost 30 years. So, and we are getting the much more kid version of 2 and 3 than the adult version of 1.
Yeah, like it's definitely, I just don't know what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they do a decent job in episode 1 of kind of setting up the stakes, and the stakes are very much he's losing his power,
right?
And he's even questioning whether or not he wants to do anything anymore,
right? Yeah, it definitely looks very funky to me too, like
his fat suit.
Yeah, like definitely. Something's off, and like I know Tim Allen's obviously much older now than when he was playing Santa Claus 1, 2, and 3, but it just looks really off.
Yeah.
Almost like they did too much. Like they went over the top. Yeah. Like,
I mean, like when he's wearing his little Jurassic Park shirt or whatever, it looks almost like a muscle, not a fat suit.
Yeah.
Because his shoulders are freaking huge rather than like fat. And so I just feel like they spent more time on the fat suit in the other ones. Whereas this one, I thought that was a bug. Whereas this one is just like, let's just put layers on him and let's just put like styrofoam. I don't know. It just seems more cheaply made than the other fat suits.
Yeah.
So it's like immediately the immersion is gone because it's like I don't believe it anymore.
Well, and it's weird too because when he's in the sleigh and then jumping around and delivering that kind of stuff, like that looks very well done.
Yeah.
Like it did in the other movies. It was very well put together. It
Right.
was kind of really silly, the opening scene. Of like him getting the cronut or whatever it was. Like that was really bizarre.
I mean, it really sets the tone, though, because it is still very childish. So, I mean, the overall look and aesthetic looks good. Obviously, it's cheap because it's on Disney Plus rather than a movie theater. But, like I was saying about the first episode, I feel like sets up the premise really well.
Yeah.
And then I feel like the second one drops it. Because then he's, like, too focused on trying to find his replacement rather than, like, fix his family. And I mean, maybe that's what we'll get in episode 3, but yeah, I just kind of feel like the premise was so well set up in the first one that the second one just kind of felt like they're still trying to find their way. But it's like, no, you had your way. You were going in the right direction, for me at least.
Well, and I think in the first episode, he realized that he wanted to, fix himself versus anything else. And then,
Fix you.
It'll be interesting to see how it...
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's going to end in his retirement.
Yeah.
But how that goes... Because, now they got to bring in another Claus. Because they had the Santa Claus and they had the Mrs. Claus or whatever, and now they brought in another Claus. I thought that, I mean, granted, it was literally flashbacks of the movies. Like, I felt like those were placed well.
Yeah.
When they did that. And, like, the remarks to... Maybe we should just make it a second version of it. And be like, oh, yeah, that worked so well the last time.
Yeah.
Like, the little jabs to the previous movies they have done really well with.
Yeah. It doesn't seem, like, overly obvious or in your face, I guess. So, this might not be Disney Plus related, but we definitely wanted to have a... segment about the brand new, well, not brand new, this newish game called Disney's Dreamlight Valley. So, someone,
I have a problem.
Not gonna point fingers.
I have a big problem.
Has a problem.
I have a very big problem.
I mean, you don't have 300 pumpkins problem, but you do have a little bit of a
I
problem.
have a little bit of a problem. Yeah. No problem playing it for like 6-7 hours at a time. Yeah.
So, what do you like about it?
Right now, I like the missions. I like being able to go around. There are some missions that I wish, I have never, like, I guess, cheated or whatever during a video game or, like, had to go look up answers. But this one I definitely had to because it doesn't give you anything.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how many times you go back to that character to try to get hints or clues or anything like that. It doesn't give it to you. So
Yeah.
I've had to look up a few answers, but I like the missions and being able to, like, I guess, build the relationship with the characters and the different characters.
Yeah.
I have almost maxed out on myself. I've maxed out on like 90% of the characters right now. And I only have like 2 or 3 more missions until I'm done.
Yeah.
Once I get done, I don't know how much I'll play. Like, it's
Right.
fun farming and stuff like that, but it's not why I play the game. Like, I farm and do that kind of stuff to get money to buy things or upgrade things. Well, everything's upgraded.
Yeah.
Everything's open. I'm not big into the design aspect of it. Like, it's cute and fun, and maybe eventually I'll get into the design aspect of, like, I've seen lots of different people doing, each room is different themed, or, like, each house has its own spot, and then you have, like, a patio and, like, a walkway of, like, all the way to the house, or, like, they build their own cafe on the beach, and, like, the lighting and all that. Like, I've seen very elaborate things done.
Yeah.
Which is really great and creative. That's not why I play video games. I don't
Right.
have any interest in doing that. So, I really hope the update that when it comes, it'll have more characters and stuff like that for it. Because if that's not the case, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think I liked it for about 2 days, and then I still play it from time to time, but it definitely didn't grab me as much, but it's like I definitely see why it grabbed you.
Yeah.
Because it is just very charming.
It is.
You know,
it's done really well.
It does. It is kind of cool to like grab Wally and just hang out with Wally, and so then everything you do like farming and harvesting and stuff like that levels up your friendometer.
Yeah.
And so like that kind of stuff is really cool.
It is because you have a character for each one. Like Mickey is my harvest buddy, so
Yep.
I go get harvest with him, and I get 10 times more than I originated. Like
Right. So what is coming soon?
I mean, from what I've heard, Toy Story's coming.
Yeah.
That's the only one I've really heard that's coming.
Hopefully Stitch is coming sometime soon.
I mean, yeah, like they have little like Easter eggs and stuff like that. Of like different pictures. Like it has Belle on the home screen, and like we get Scar, but is is Simba and like Nala coming in? Like, are we just gonna get the evil one for the like? And then what's the other one? Tangled.
Yeah. You know the evil stepmother, but you don't have Rapunzel?
Yeah, but we don't have Rapunzel.
Yeah, that's so weird.
And you unlock memories, and when you unlock memories, sometimes you get new missions attached to that. But I haven't heard of anybody that has unlocked those. The only character I haven't unlocked yet is Eric.
Eric.
Is the last one, because I have to get Ariel. I have to get Ariel up to a certain level before she helps me unlock him, and then I bring him in. But I really got my hopes up of all the doors in the castle,
Oh, yeah.
thinking that I could just, as I go through, like, I didn't even think, like, obviously you know more about the video game than I did about how it's planning on expanding and eventually going free to play and all that stuff, and that's what they're going to do, is eventually start opening up doors. My assumption was you bought me the full game, and I just needed to get Dreamlight to unlock all the doors. So I really hate the fact right now that I can't open doors.
Yeah.
I mean, I still have missions to do, which is fine, but like I said, once I complete that, I don't, until more stuff comes out, I probably won't play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or not as extensively as I have been.
Like you'll do your dailies or something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But then again, it's like, okay, I'm getting all this Dreamlight. Are you going to unlock more worlds for me? Because the doors aren't that much. So are you unlocking more worlds?
Yeah.
And there's little Easter eggs here and there. Like, you can see stuff far out in the distance. Or, like, there's a little island out off the beach. And you're like, okay, is this going to be like Peter Pan? Is this...
Right.
Like, there's things like that keep your mind open. But, yeah. I feel like if... Because do you know when the next update is supposed to be?
No.
I've heard something about... like either later this month or next month. It's so bad that when I can Google update for Dream Valley, it's the first thing that pops up on my phone. So the next free updates are not due until 2023. So I might be... Oh, that says Nintendo. I guess I don't know if Nintendo's different than PS.
I don't think it's... I mean, worst case, it's a little different, not a lot different. Yeah. It is, I mean, in general, it is really nice to just live in the world or whatever. I'd say the biggest weird things is the omissions, like Stitch. Like, right now, we're looking at the menu screen for, on our PlayStation 5, and Belle is standing right there. But Belle's not in the game.
And not even one of the original characters or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so you have aspirations for it. Not only that, but you have the character model. So where is she? But also where's Stitch?
Well, Stitch is there, and they're up in the left-hand corner. There's a little
buzz.
Lightyear. Yeah.
So it's just, it's weird. I mean, it's very possible that they just didn't expect it to be as popular as it became. And but I don't see how you could not know that Disney was going to be popular.
Right, exactly. And whether it's like the kids get attached to it. I'm part of a Facebook group that like they're clearly all adults that are attached to this game, which is great. It doesn't make me feel so bad because they've figured out a lot of things, and I have some items that I've hoarded, and you think I'm insane for it, but I have hoarded some items and things like that, knowing about missions that are coming ahead of time. Shut up. Someone leaked somewhere that you might be able to play it on your phone too, and that one I have to make sure I stay away from. But yeah.
Well, see, I swear I saw it on my phone once where they were advertising. It's like play Dreamlight Valley, so I clicked on it because I was like, ooh. So biggest thing that you don't like about it, because I think we'll both agree on that.
I mean, mine was just getting my hopes up really about the castle and not being able to unlock different or more characters.
What I was gonna say is the multiplayer. Why?
Well, that too. That is really irritating.
Invite you to my world. And
yeah. Zoe Ann and I literally have to set timers for each other, or we get mad at each other for playing too long. Like, it is so bad. Can I play Mama? No. Why not? Because I'm playing. Like, that's the answer. Not anything else. Oh, just let me finish this. 20 minutes later, she doesn't have any idea of time. It's okay. Nobody needs to know. It's so bad. We predict the next major Disney Dreamlight update will be between late November and December 1st.
Oh, good.
I don't believe that.
So, I mean, we'll keep you updated as far as, like, if we have anything else that we want to talk about for Dreamlight Valley. But, yeah.
Look at this. Even in this screenshot, it has little Woody running around out front.
You're right. Yep. Little Woody right there. Nope. And that looks like a Rapunzel. Look,
yeah.
The pink dress.
You could make yourself look like Rapunzel. I've seen people look like Cruella and all different kinds of things. Because it looks like she's harvesting. So I think that's the main character.
All right. So our guest right now is Zoe Ann. Hi, Zoe Ann.
Hi.
You like Dreamlight Valley too, right? You got to talk right here.
Talk to the mic.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing to do?
Decorate the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just having.
Go ahead. Having what?
And going to get Mickey to help me grow stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Zoe Ann definitely likes the creativity aspects of it. Mm-hmm. I have upgraded our house almost as much as it can go, and she has each room kind of its own. You made it a bathroom at one point, didn't you? Is there a bathroom going on? But
hold on, and she'll go sit in it when she needs to go potty.
Yeah.
So that her character's also going potty.
You psychotic little girl.
And I made a kitchen. I made a kitchen upstairs, and we got a counter.
She tried to move my stuff, my storage, and like the bench, or the crafting table and the cooking. And the first room's mine because I don't want to walk through all the other rooms to figure out where my stuff is.
Like, this can't be the crafting room because the crafting stuff needs to be right out front.
Yeah. So yeah, she also has created some very cute outfits with some of the motifs.
I do feel like you have like a new theme that you're doing each day. Like one day it'll be like, oh, I'm like a goth chick and I have like horns and stuff and a really pretty dress. And then the next day you'll be a little bit more traditional, but you'll still have like some purple hair and like your green dress or whatever. I really I think that's probably the best thing that we can get out of this is really helping her with her creativity.
Yeah, for sure. Right now we do have a Halloween theme still going on out in front of the house. But I am excited. I guess that's one thing I'm looking forward to see what they do for like Christmas, which they better freaking do something.
So like sometimes I really don't go to to all of the clothes we got from like people and like
the clothes that we've unlocked. Is that what you're talking about?
And like the ones of the one with like a brush, I really like spending time with.
Yeah. Good. So I think That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's our first episode back. So at the end of each episode, we're going to pick a random movie. If you would like to watch it along with us, you can send us a message at TX3 Productions on Twitter, or you, us, and Disney at gmail.com. You spell the whole thing out, you, us, and Disney at gmail.com. You can send us a message and let us know what you thought about it. So the random movie of the week is Lady and the Tramp 2 Scamp's Adventure. So I've actually never seen this one.
Yeah.
Because this is one of those straight to DVD ones.
Right, and especially
I guess VHS at the time.
That was 2001.
Maybe, I
It
guess.
wouldn't have been VHS.
I think it still would have came out. I think by then it was still having VHS.
I mean, maybe.
All right, hold on.
That's more like the DVD/Blu-ray era. Well, no, DVD, not Blu-ray.
What's this? Oh!
$32.
Oh, these can be very expensive. The VHSs, especially if you have like these white covers.
All right, we're
These are
going to
fair-
grandma's and stealing all of her VHSs and
right?
selling them all on eBay. And we're going
Right?
to create your college fund.
fund, right?
Okay?
Yeah. I mean, most of them are in really good condition, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just imagine someone paying money nowadays for a VHS. It's like, I get it. It's vintage, but for
You
a
have
reason.
the player? We have a VHS player.
We do, actually.
Oh, like it's our wedding tape is on a VHS.
All right, so this week is Lady and the Tramp 2 Scamp's Adventure. So if you would like to watch along with us, we will be talking about that on the next episode. Also on the next episode,
Disenchanted.
Disenchanted.
Comes out tomorrow, so.
We'll talk about the next episode of the Santa Clauses. We'll see if our opinions change at all. And yeah, probably other stuff as well. So thank you so much for joining us on this episode of You, Us, and Disney Plus. I was Nick.
And I'm Ashley.
And
So I'm Soyeon.
thank you so much for joining us on this episode of You, Us, and Disney Plus. And you guys have a magical week.
Oh,
Exactly.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Okay, give me like 5 seconds.
We'll meet you in there. Hold on, okay?
Thank you for joining this episode of
That was a roller coaster of emotions.